Ready to pass the CPA exam faster? Visit cpapass.ai. Today, how I'd pass the CPA exam in 6 months, starting over. If I had to start my CPA journey completely over from scratch today, with 0 credits passed, and I wanted to be done in exactly 6 months while working a full-time job, I would throw away 90% of the traditional study advice. The textbook companies want you to sit through 100-hour video lectures and read 1,000-page books. That is a recipe for burnout and failure. I know because I failed my first exam doing exactly that. To pass all 4 sections in 6 months, you need a hyper-focused, problem-first strategy that fits into your busy daily life. Let us talk about why the traditional way of studying fails so many smart candidates. When you sit and watch a 2-hour lecture, your brain is in passive mode. You feel like you are learning, but when you open the practice questions, you realize you forgot everything. Highlighting textbooks and writing massive outlines is just busy work that gives you a false sense of progress. If you only have 6 months, you cannot waste time on passive learning. You must actively engage your brain from day one, forcing yourself to retrieve information, make mistakes, and learn from those mistakes immediately. Your 6 month timeline requires a strategic order of exams. I would start with FAR, the heaviest section, and give myself 8 weeks. Next is AUD for 6 weeks because there is massive overlap with FAR concepts. Then I would tackle REG for 6 weeks, dealing with tax and business law. Finally, I would spend 4 weeks on my chosen discipline section. This leaves you a 2 week buffer for unexpected life events. By starting with the hardest section first, you build momentum and get the biggest hurdle out of the way while your motivation is at its absolute peak. To make this work while working full time, you must establish a non negotiable 2-hour morning study routine. Do not study at night when your brain is exhausted from work. Wake up at 5:30 a.m. and get your 2 hours done before you even look at your work emails. This is your peak cognitive time. Split this session into 2 blocks: 90 minutes of active practice on new material and 30 minutes of cumulative review of everything you have studied so far. Once those 2 hours are done, you are free for the rest of the day. The core of this strategy is what I call reverse engineering. Instead of reading the chapter first, go straight to the multiple choice questions. You will get them wrong, and that is exactly the point. Treat every question as a mini lesson. Read the explanation for why the correct answer is right, and more importantly, why the other three are wrong. Keep a digital error log where you write down the key takeaway for every question you miss. This active struggle is what builds real, long term memory retention, not passive reading. You cannot pass in 6 months just studying 2 hours a morning. You need to utilize your micro moments. This means studying on your phone during the day. Whenever you are standing in line, riding the elevator, or sitting on the subway, pull out your phone and do 5 multiple choice questions or review 10 flashcards. If you do this 5 times a day, you have added an extra hour of high quality study time without sacrificing your evening. These mini sessions keep the material fresh in your mind and prevent the forgetting curve from setting in. Every single weekend, you must do a cumulative review. If you do not review old material, you will forget everything you learned in week one by the time you reach week six. Spend Saturday morning doing a set of 30 random multiple choice questions covering every single topic you have studied from day one. Do not worry about your score. Use this to identify your weak areas. Spend the rest of your study session drilling those specific weak spots. This constant looping back is the secret to walking into the exam room confident. The final 14 days before your exam date are your review phase. Stop learning new concepts. Your goal now is to build speed and stamina. Take one full length mock exam to get used to the timing and interface. Spend the rest of your time redoing every single question you flagged or missed in your error log. Drill your weak areas until your practice scores are consistently above 75%. On the day before the exam, close the books completely, rest your brain, and walk in ready to dominate. Passing the CPA exam in 6 months is not about being a genius. It is about having the right system and sticking to it daily. If you are ready to stop wasting time and start studying the smart way, head over to cpapass.ai right now. You can join a community of motivated candidates, practice with over 20,000 realistic multiple choice questions and task based simulations, and take full length mock exams to target your weak areas. Best of all, you can start completely free with daily practice questions, no credit card required. Visit cpapass.ai today